It would help if I added myself to the stream. Hello, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Glad to be here. Oh, I'm live. We live, Finbear. We are live. What's up, John J. UK? Hello, Iron Hex. Thanks for joining, y'all. Lan Mag, I got this. I do got this. You got this. We got this. We are all going to make it. Couple great streams last night. I was listening to Whales Only one for a little bit, and always, I just cannot say enough about how solid I became as a hexagon because of Whales Only one. He really was the first streamer that I spent a lot of time listening to, and I'm so glad that I did, because if any of y'all out there are, feeling FUD around pulse chain, hex, anything within our ecosystem, take some time out and listen to guys like Whales Only One and Crypto Coffee. Both of them had great streams last night, and especially Coffee's stream was particularly revolved around FUD and what's going on. And for anyone who doesn't know who's watching, FUD is an acronym for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And those are things that get passed around in the community and within our ecosystem a lot, because, I think a lot of it is because people feel like, maybe they've got a lot to lose, or they feel like they've lost a lot because maybe they overinvested, right? Maybe they sacrificed more than they should have, and now they're upset with Richard, or they're upset with the way Hex is performing right now. And I think that is not a good way to be. And again, the point being is that if you listen to those guys and several other, many of the people who have been following Richard hard and have been proponents of his products for these years now, they know and they trust that Richard isn't going to put anything out there that is incomplete or has holes in it or is half-assed. It is going to be perfect when it's launched, and it's going to be worth the wait, and it's going to be amazing, y'all. Like, so much to look forward to within this community, which is part of why I decide to continue to stream. I could just disappear right now. I don't have to be doing this, but I feel like the type of personality that I have, the kinds of things that I talk about, it's important to spread this kind of positivity and this message throughout a bear market. Bear market. I forget. Because if we can continue to stay positive and continue to dispel the FUD, then once the bull market comes, it's going to be just unbelievable. And I really do strongly believe that the people who have held on through these months of the price being down and the waiting and the waiting and the waiting, I believe those are the people who are going to find the most success and are going to be the most prepared for Pulse Chain launch and for the sudden wealth that we are going to experience. There's no doubt in my mind that the people who have invested in Hex, sacrificed for Pulse, sacrificed for Pulse X, we're going to make it. We're going to be wealthy. And those who are here now are the wisest, because we are spending time learning more and more about the ecosystem, learning more about various projects and various ways to ensure that we are doing what's best for ourselves and what's best for the community. And it's frustrating to see so much Twitter drama, because I feel like, and a lot of people are like, oh, bottom signals, right? Like, that's the bottom, is when people are fighting about this and that and the other thing. But I am just hopeful that that kind of stuff dissipates and that we spend more time building one another up instead of tearing one another down. So let me say what's up to anyone I might have missed. Samantha Kelly, good to see you. Samantha, again, I need to reach out and we need to connect because I would love to have you on maybe one of these wellness streams. Talk about, your weight loss journey, which sounds very similar to mine, and what you went through with that. Let's see. Finn Bear says, I did some fiber requests yesterday. Looks like I'll be making here. So I'll put this up here. Be making some animations and efforts to explain and simplify the T-share concept. Brilliant, Finn Bear. That is fantastic. The T-share system is, that's it, right? I added in 15 Ways to Fix the World, one of Richard's books, the editing that I did, within the editing that I did an addition and I added a whole section about hex. That wasn't in there before. Most of this was written right before Richard decided to create hex. So I added a whole section about that. And if you read it, you'll see where he talks about how he believes that the T-share system is a Nobel Prize winning concept. So super excited to see that happening. And Finn Bear, when I say making it, I'll be spending my money on it and someone else can do it. I hear you. Iron Hex says positivity is so powerful. 100%. That's why I'm here. That's what I do. And Torin, good to see you. Thanks so much all for your support. I know that there's a couple other people streaming right now. I think Crypto Heartbeats up. I saw Johnny Chaos. I was like, oh, no one's streaming right now. I'll go live. And then a couple people popped up. But, I love that there are so many streamers and that you have your place you can choose, right? Like you can choose who you're spending time with and come back and forth. And it's all good in the hood to me. So I appreciate y'all who have chosen to hang out here with me right now. So one of the things that I wanted to discuss is the stream that I did last Sunday. If y'all haven't seen it, please, for the love of yourself, check it out. Now, I came into this ecosystem through Hex. And like I said earlier, I listened to Whales Only One, Cabana Crypto, Crypto Coffee. Those are some of the first streamers that I spent a lot of time listening to. And I did not listen to or try to learn about Richard himself until months into my Hex journey. And with that being said, I spent a lot of time reading SciVive. I did the narration and then went into editing Fix the World. And while I have known about longevity through Richard and SciVive, I haven't spent time on my own studying it at all. So being able to stream with an expert like Brent Nally on longevity and listening to what he has to say and all of the really great steps that you can take right now on a day-to-day basis. These are things that you can do that are going to increase your health, which increases your longevity. And that was really my big takeaway from our stream together, was that longevity is to me, it seems, and again, this is because I'm just now beginning my own journey with longevity. It seems like it's a very wide range of topics, right? You can do so many different things to increase the longevity of your life. And what I wanted to go over were just a few things that he touched on. And I wasn't too prepared for the stream. I actually was I didn't think I was going to be able to stream today, but I got to. So I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. But one of the things that I was just recently talking to a friend with is apple cider vinegar, which is something Brent brought up. And apple cider vinegar, for those that don't know, it's just fermented. It's the concentrate of apple juice, and then it's fermented. And it is something that I can't remember the first time I tried it, but it's one of the things that I've been using for many years now. I would say over 10 years. And it's originally, one of the things I would use it for was when a friend would get sick, I would make a tea with apple cider vinegar, local honey, and cayenne pepper. And you put all that together. And one of the big cautions that I'd like to share with apple cider vinegar is please make sure that if you are using it, that you dilute it, because it is a vinegar. It's very strong, and it may damage your tooth enamel. So you want to be sure that it's being diluted in, I believe, at least 8 ounces of water. It's something that I usually will add to my water, like just in my water bottle here. I'll just put maybe a teaspoon or so in my water bottle so that I have it and I'm drinking it throughout the day. Because I'm camping, I don't have any right now. Water break. Stay hydrated, y'all. Shout out to Vibra Finance. They're doing a hydration challenge, and I think everyone should take some time to maybe look into that, or remember that we're made up of 60% water. So stay hydrated, my friends. Very important. So back to apple cider vinegar. Other than using it in my tea, in my water, something that I found as something I use it for as potent medicine is there is a thing called fire cider. Now, fire cider it's a homemade thing. You can probably find it in more stores now. I think it's becoming a little bit more popular. You would probably find it more at a Whole Foods or something like that. And the way I make it at home is I have a big glass jar. In this jar, I put several different kinds of hot peppers: cayenne, habanero, jalapeno. I put horseradish root, if you can find it. That's one of the harder ones to find. But if you can find the horseradish root, put that in there. Ginger root, turmeric root. There's a lot of superfoods, basically. A lot of things that are going to kind of kick your cold or whatever that stuffiness is in the ass. And you put all of these, but like all the roots, all of those peppers, you put all that in a jar, and then you fill the jar with apple cider vinegar. And if you're going to make it yourself, I'll put a link to a recipe in the description later. But if you're going to make it yourself, you want to give it's something you want to do now, especially because we're not, it's not really cold season. People are getting sick here and there, but it's best to have this pre-prepared, because you're going to want it when you're not feeling well. And the magic happens over time. So you're going to want to get your jar full of these goodies, all these hot peppers, all these really good roots, and then you're going to fill it with apple cider vinegar, and you're going to shake it as often as you can remember, daily if you can. Just get this jar, fill it with all that stuff, fill it all the way up with apple cider vinegar, and then shake it so that it's getting stirred up, all of the fun things. Oh, garlic also. You're going to put garlic in there. And I'm telling you, A, I do not get sick often. And B, when I do, if I feel the onset coming, I take fire cider right away. My symptoms last not very long at all. Everything that to me, what it does is it feels like it gives the immune system a boost, and it's magic, y'all. I don't know if there are scientific studies on this yet. I do know that there are some scientific studies that have been done on apple cider vinegar itself. People do also use it, and this is why I put it in my water. It curbs your appetite. So I don't crave sugary things as often because I use apple cider vinegar in my water. And it also, for some reason, I think maybe also because I just drink water so often, I feel full more often than not. So it's hot today, so I'm going to be drinking water a bit. Hi. So yes, apple cider vinegar, wonderful superfood. I recommend everyone go pick some up. The brand I've used for a long time is Mother's, I believe. No, I'm sorry, Bragg. You want to find apple cider vinegar with the Mother. It's not just Bragg that does this. I do believe that there might even be a Costco brand that has the Mother. There's a Whole Foods brand that has the Mother. The Mother is the fermented part of it. That's where all the magic is, and that's what you want. So don't cheat yourself and get a crappy or inexpensive. I mean, it's not that expensive anyways, especially for as long as it's going to last for you. You're going to want to get one that has this prebiotic, the mother, in it. Another thing that I have used apple cider vinegar for, funnily enough, I went through a very, I don't know what you would call this. I went through a phase where I wanted to try to not use things that were in packages as much. I wanted to, oh, real quick, because I just saw her say this. Yes, if you're getting apple cider vinegar, also make sure it's in a glass bottle. That's what you want that quality. But so I went through this phase, and for a time I was using natural products for my hair. So I stopped shampooing, and I stopped I wanted my natural oils to basically kind of take over, and I wanted to allow my hair to get healthier. And this was many years ago that I did this, and I might actually do it again to see how it goes, especially because my hair is short. So it's easier to kind of let your hair go and get oily when it's short, and not use these bath products that, who knows what's in them. A lot of people are like, oh, you're being too paranoid or whatever. But am I? Like there are links to, substances, and there are not links. People don't want to talk about this kind of stuff, but I truly do believe that we absorb more than we realize when we're putting products on our bodies: lotions, perfume, deodorant, hairspray, products, makeup. That's why I don't wear a lot of makeup. And I mean, that's not why. I just haven't most of my life, but I've come to learn and understand that it's better for me. It's better for my body, because I'm not putting all of these different products on my body that can get absorbed through my skin. So all that to say, at one point I was using an egg wash to wash my hair. Yes, an egg. It was the yolk, I believe. Really cool. It actually worked really well. And then as a conditioner, I used apple cider vinegar, some diluted apple cider vinegar, to condition my hair. And I remember I may have posted, I probably posted back then on Facebook about it, but I remember doing this whole post about how I've been going through this and how natural and lovely it felt to just use these very natural products on my hair. So that's another interesting use for apple cider vinegar. All right, so let's check chat again, because I'm sure y'all have some good things to contribute here. Let's see. Oh, let me say what's up to a couple of people that came in. Dehex Essentialist, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. Landmag says, and I believe this is in reference to, apple cider vinegar. So it's good for diet and cleans the gut, and also good for dandruff. So there you go. It's good for your head. It's good for many things. Yes, hydration challenge. Definitely check that out. I know Lindsay's been promoting that for Vibra Finance. Homemade fire cider, great stuff. Samantha Kelly says, I love eating raw garlic when I'm not feeling, I love garlic in general, but many years ago, my birth mother, I remember I was getting sick. I wasn't feeling well. And this is the first time I had done this. She took one of those garlic crushers and crushed up a bunch of garlic and just put it on a piece of toast. It was like, eat this. And I did, and I felt better almost instantly. Like it's something, garlic is a very powerful antibiotic. So yes, garlic is delicious. Let's see. Hopperman99, good to see you. Hopperman says, I started using cayenne pepper 25 years ago and only been sick about 4 times since. Yes, I actually grew my own cayenne pepper a couple years ago. It was really nice. I think I still have them somewhere, because I was intending to grind them up and turn them into cayenne powder. Let's see. And then Mag also says, there are books in all the good things you can do with apple cider vinegar. Make sure it has the mother. Yep, exactly. You got to make sure you've got that. Let's see. Samantha Kelly says, I stopped using shampoo and conditioner over a year ago. Good for you. I am currently using only Dr. Bronner's soap for my hair, but Dr. Bronner's is very, you have to dilute it. And even then it's harsh, right? It's kind of harsh for my hair. I also I like using products from a store called Lush. They're pretty much all over the place these days, but Lush is really good in that their products are usually very organic, in terms of what they put in them. No animal testing, good things like that I like. And let's see. And Samantha also says 100% right about products and absorbing them. Yeah, Dr. G has changed my life in so many ways. Who's Dr. G? Did I know who Dr. G is? Should I know who Dr. G is? Who's Dr. G? Cold showers are life-changing, Hopperman, 100%. I agree with that. And it was interesting. Brent, in this last stream, he spoke about also the benefit of both. So cold showers in the morning, warm showers in the evening. If you take a warm shower in the evening, he said that it's like the opposite effect. Your body actually kind of cools itself down, so it prepares you more for sleep. So I really loved that little tidbit. I'm actually going to go through and start. I'm going to start to clip some of my own content, and that's the first stream that I'm going to do that with. So keep your eye out for that kind of stuff. Keep your eye out for that, y'all. All right. So what's next here? I made my little notes. So the other two things I wanted to just touch on briefly, because I need to go back and rewatch my stream and gather again the information that he talked about. But the vitamins that he mentioned that I can remember off the top of my head that are good to take in, one of them was D3, so vitamin D, which is what we get from being out in the sunshine. And he said that even though you may spend time in the sun, it is still important to supplement because we can't get enough D3. I do have a very good friend he's like a guru to me. He's a great friend of mine, lives in Puerto Rico, trying to get him to be a Hexacan. I keep sending him these videos. Maybe someday. I might just have to help him out and get him set up with Staker, some wallet or something. But anyways, all that aside, he's great at providing a lot of information on vitamins, supplements, things to take. And I remember, as Brent echoed in that stream, one of the big things to talk about was the use of vitamin D if with COVID. If you are getting sick, and I think it would be with just anything. I mean, it was apparently especially good for that, but if you are not feeling well, up your intake of vitamin D3 and try to get out in the sun if you can. I think that the sun really is healing and magical. Has a lot of great properties. And oh, thanks, Samantha. I just saw your comment about that. I will have to check that out again. I forgot. Lots going on in my brain these days, which is great. It's a good thing. So vitamin D, and then he echoed Maddie Allen's sentiment about omegas. And I use, and again, going back to my friend I just mentioned, who's like a health guru to me, he recommends Swanson vitamins. I'm going to look into the ones that Brent mentioned so that I'm making sure that I'm getting things sourced the best. And I apologize, I don't know if y'all are hearing all this wind and stuff, but trying to do the best I can with what I got, So let's see what else. So yeah, omegas, definitely good. And then one of the other things he mentioned that I just thought of was vitamin C, getting vitamin C through your food and through supplementation as well. It's always good to have a little bit more of that. And so yeah, I guess kind of just mentioned it, but I think that one thing that it would be good for you to focus on and think about is how are you getting your vitamins through the food that you're eating, through your nourishment, right? It's important that, there's that saying, and I think it's I'm going to say it wrong. Hippocrates? Hip hop anonymous. I'm not going to try. Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. What a brilliant statement. I believe for so long we have been sold this lie that food should be fast and quick and easy, and it doesn't really matter what you put in your body because there's a pill, right? There's a pill for that later for you to take down the road. Do not subscribe to that any longer, friends. That is just such a backwards ass way of thinking, and you have more control over your health and your wellness than you probably even can imagine. And that was something also that resonated very much with me when Brent was speaking about how important it is, and especially at the very end, Samantha, when we talked about your comment, how important it is for you to be in control of your health and your lifestyle, and to stop making excuses that you can't do this or you can't do that, because of XYZ thing. Learn to take control and to take responsibility for your own health. I mean, I have aging parents, and to see them not have that mentality. My mom, love her to death. She won't walk. She won't just go out for a walk. And it kills me. She's eating better, and that's great. But if she just went for a walk once or twice a week, the pounds would melt off, and she would be much healthier and much happier. She did have this kind of breakthrough. She told me she went to her doctor and she saw I don't remember what kind of imaging it was, but she saw some kind of image of her heart and her heart pumping. And she realized how hard her heart is working for her and how important it is. She just had this moment. She was like, wow, I really need to take care of my heart because it's taking care of me. So, and that was maybe a year or two ago, she had that revelation. And like I said, she's been doing a little bit better, but to deny yourself the ability to be more healthy and to extend your lifespan, right? Like this longevity stuff we're talking about. It's heartbreaking, to me as a child, and to see my parents, like another example, my dad, sneaks, like likes to go to Arby's and likes to eat like candy junk food and stuff. And he just went through, and I'm hopeful that it's not as bad as it was before, but I've mentioned a few times he had COVID and was hospitalized for it and went through, just went through hell with it. And, now I feel like he's got a second chance in life, and he now has the ability to ensure that he continues living. So, Dad, stop eating Arby's. I know Richard Hart loves it too, but it's not good for you. Learn to make better choices. You want, you parents tell their kids, make good choices, and now it's going the other way around. So I'm hoping my parents will, as they're aging, just make good choices and really learn to turn their life around in terms of their health, because we are we can be our worst enemy and we can be our best friend, right? And no one else is going to care for you the way you can care for you. No one else. Not your doctor, not your best friend, not your mom, not your dad, not your kids. You. So keep that in mind, and take control of it. And go back to some more comments over here. Ooh, I think we're going to have to do this at the end of the stream. Hopperman says, breathing 5.5 seconds in and 5.5 seconds out through the nose for 20 minutes is heart-brain coherence. I love that. I speak on breathing a bit. I did a really neat little meditation on Vibra Finance, Lindsay's stream. I'm going to clip that too and add that to my own channel. But yes, breath work is really an awesome, super underutilized, super not spoken about thing that I think we need to pay more attention to. And I love that Wim Hof, if you guys haven't heard about him, check him out. WIMHOFF, Wim Hof breathing technique. I remember, I'll never forget this, the first time I really sat down and watched a Wim Hof video and followed along and did the breathing exercise, I got high. I got high from breathing. It was phenomenal. It was such an amazing experience. So I highly recommend checking that out. We won't do it for 20 minutes, but if I forget, remind me at the end of the stream for a few breaths. We'll hang out. We'll do 5.5 seconds in, 5.5 seconds out. to end the stream in a little bit here. Let's see. D is also good to fight depression. Lack of vitamin D causes depression. I have heard that as well. Hello, Susie Q. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks. It's so funny. My hair is super faded and my roots are all crazy and stuff. And I get so many compliments. So I'm doing something good. I'm actually going to go get my hair. I'm going to get my hair did. I found a beauty school out here in Ohio. So I'm going to go to this beauty school. I refuse to pay more than like $50 to $70 to get my hair done ever. So I always go to a beauty school to get it done. So I do that on Thursday. Always awesome information from Sandra Larson. So here we go. People don't realize that while the heart pumps out blood, it is our calf muscle that pumps blood back up. Ooh, I did not know that. That is interesting. Let me see. Oh, sound is good. Okay. I think I misread this. So Hopperman says sound is good. And then Sandra replied here, yes, sounds are frequencies that can heal as well. I absolutely believe that. Frequency medicine is the medicine of the future. Ooh, Albert Einstein. That is neat, Sandra. I've never heard that quote before. That is really cool. I want to look into that a little bit more and find out what good old Albert had to say about frequencies. Super cool. Thank you for sharing that. Very neat. One thing that I do for sound frequency is anytime I move into a new space or I'm in, basically anytime I move into a new space or I'm moving into a room or I'm going to stay somewhere for a little while, I have a bell. Don't have it with me right now, but I have a bell and I take this bell and sometimes just the bell or sometimes with sage, I'll walk around the space and I'll do a cleansing. And I will ring the bell as I'm going and ring the bell up in the corners because that vibration, it gets all that stagnant old energy, any old built up energy that's in that space, it dissipates it. I strongly believe that. I absolutely. And now, now knowing Albert Einstein's got some words on it, super, super cool. And another good point, and this is, I think, when it comes to food, I believe that's what this comment is. It's all either medicine or poison. You're either putting medicine in your body or you're putting poison in your body. And you have you make that choice. So make sure that what you're putting in your body is medicine and not poison. Start to read the ingredients. If this is something you've not done before, I highly recommend it. There is I'll share a few different. There was another. Okay, so a few things. When it comes to ingredients, checking the ingredients, reading what it is you're putting in your body. Bobby Flav, Flav, I believe his channel is like Flav City. I mostly follow him on Instagram, but he does a great job of not just showing you what's in things, but explaining why some ingredients are better than others. And he gets real specific on stuff. So I really, excuse me. Burps. I really like subscribing to what Bobby Flav has to say about it. And I hope I'm getting his name wrong. Let me see real quick. Flav. Oh, Bobby Flav City. Yeah. Not Bobby Flay, different guy, but Flav. I would look up Flav City. So FLAVCITY. He's got his own app as well that will assist you as you are going shopping to be like, he does it's like Flav approved or not approved, but great stuff. Super informative, wonderful information on knowing what it is that you're putting on in your body and whether or not it is medicine or poison. So super awesome comment there. Hello, Hexagon girl. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Hopperman. I just thought that you were just talking about my audio, but hey, that was a good tangent to go on. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so this makes sense. I just talked about how I got high doing this Wim Hof breathing exercise, and Sandra says, yes, the breath can inspire the body to release DMT. Super cool. I love that. I love it. Interesting. Susie Q says, I have an iTerra Care Magic Wand because I love to support natural healing. I am so intrigued. I have no idea what that is. Let me know if you want to put some information in the, or like, yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. Tell me a little bit more about that. Let's see. Sandra says, let's talk SJ for sure. I should have you on soon. I've got the next 2 weeks. I'm doing Woman Crush Wednesday again. So I have a couple guests lined up, but definitely need to have you on one of these wellness streams. It's going to be kind of short today because it's warm and I need to go seek shelter so that I don't melt. Let's see. And Hopperman says, super slow breathing is amazing also. Tibetan singing bowls are cool for sound. I've seen them. I've never utilized one myself. I'm trying to think. I also don't think I've ever experienced, if you are into sound and frequency healing, I would say look up getting a sound bath done. I've never personally had the opportunity to do this, but I think it would be something that is worth spending your time and energy on. There's a practitioner who has sorry, I'm just reading comments. There's a practitioner who has all these different sound things and will basically wash, like the sound washes over you. And I think I've had it maybe in just small doses. Like I remember being somewhere where we did like a gong. There was a gong that like you could feel that vibration. You could feel all that. So very cool. Sound frequency healing is lovely. Let's see. Samantha says, Dr. G had a breath specialist on once and she facilitated a breathing exercise. It was so powerful. I tried and my whole body was tingling, right? Isn't that cool? I love it. Love it. Let's see. All right. So yeah, so I guess I will have to talk to Sandra about iTerra Care. Yeah, again, let's bring you on and talk about that. I mean, we can talk offline as well, but definitely love having your insight and input all the time. Let's see. It's Hopperman. Very true. Staking Hexer 5555. Very good for the soul. 100%. And that's a lot of why I do what I do, because I know that we're going to be together on this Cuatro Cinco journey for however long it is as Hex is doing its thing. And I believe that this community is so like-minded. There are so many synchronicities and there are so many reasons for us to take care of ourselves and one another. And what a beautiful sentiment, what a beautiful community to be a part of. I mean, I had this moment. If you're a patron of mine, patron, I shared a very intimate moment where I cried for joy because things in my life are going so well. And I'm surrounded by the most inspirational and outstanding individuals. I couldn't have 2 years ago, a year ago, even a year ago, as I was getting into Hex, I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I would be where I am now, doing what I'm doing, surrounded by these people. And it is so one of the last things in what I mentioned in my tweet was talking about glowing, right? Y'all, I'm on fire. I feel like a phoenix that has risen from the ashes and I'm glowing from the inside out. 100%. I feel like the world is my oyster, that every step I've taken and every step that I'm taking is just magically aligned, and that what I'm doing is for the greater good. And that just ignites my soul to know that what I've done and what I'm doing is benefiting others. That's all I've wanted in life. My whole life, I've wanted to be of help, and I've wanted to do things to help other people. I just don't need this one. Help other people overcome things that they felt like they maybe couldn't overcome, and to do things that they maybe didn't think that they were able to do. So I am here as living proof that we are all going to make it, and there is a lot to look forward to. So let's see this. Oh, yes. Yes. Grounding. I'm going to get back to glowing in a second, but this I just did. If you all check out my shorts, I did a short a couple days ago about grounding and how important that is. Walking barefoot is super important. I did not know that it reduces inflammation. That is cool. That is really nice to know. And I think part of that is I'm farther along on my health journey, right? Where I don't feel like I have a lot of inflammation, but it is definitely water burps. Definitely great to hear that and to know that if you're experiencing some inflammation, just put your feet. I mean, do it as often as you can. I think take your shoes off, take your socks off, dig your feet into the earth, grass, sand, mud, whatever it is. Just allow your souls to be connected to the magnetism of this amazing planet that we are standing on, and see how your soul, right, through your soles of your feet connecting to the earth, your soul will ignite. I strongly believe that, especially people that travel often. If you travel by plane, as soon as you get off that plane, as soon as you can, go put your feet on the earth and ground. We're not birds. We weren't supposed to fly. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's awesome. Like, I'm nothing against flying, but remember that we are creatures of the earth and our feet need to reconnect. So if you are traveling on a plane, as soon as you can, get where you are, go take your shoes off and put your feet on the earth. If you live in a high-rise apartment, someplace that's high off the ground, same thing. As often as you can, daily if you can, go outside, go down to a park, go put your feet on the earth and ensure that you are grounding back to this planet, grounding yourself back to, where we came from. So let's see. Sandra Larson says, I drink a little apple cider vinegar with diatomaceous earth some mornings. Neat. I have used diatomaceous earth as only in the garden so far, but I do know that you can get food grade diatomaceous earth, and I've heard about benefits of that as well. So I'm intrigued. I may have to, if you don't mind, Sandra, I'd love to know where you source your diatomaceous earth from, because I do know that there's a difference between what I use in the garden and what you would consume. So let me know about that. And let's see. Oh, sweet. Susie Q says, yes, I meditate and cry in joy in spa. Water is so healing. Yeah, it's great. Those tears, I think either way, right? Tears of sadness, tears of joy are healing, both of them. And it's important to allow that emotion to bubble up and bubble over and come out, because it's going to heal you one way or another. And it's going to be, I think it'll also strengthen, especially the tears of joy. I think those strengthen you. Let's see. Oh, awesome. So Samantha mentions that Dr. G talks about that too, grounding, but when you travel specifically. Love all this info so much. I'm so glad. That's what I love to do. Barefoot is the best, says Susie Q. And there are grounding shoes. Yes, I'm interested in learning more about that. I know that there are grounding shoes. There are grounding mats. So lots of neat technology that's come out to help us have that or simulate that. I believe nothing beats putting your feet on the earth though, But if you are unable to, and you do have to use another form of technology to do so, definitely do that. And let's see, Susan says, it helps our bones, collagen, and skin, a source of silica, the diatomaceous earth. Very cool. That is super cool. So back to the glowing. Now, I am, as y'all might be able to tell, a very positive person. Not much gets me down. I feel very fortunate that I have what I feel like is a well of joy that just overflows most of the time. Most of the time in my life, I have the ability to allow that joy to spring up and bubble over, and that's what you see, right? That's who I am, and that's the way that I come across to many people, is having this sense of just awe and love and joy overflowing. Now, what I also wanted to touch on is the fact that not everyone and many people maybe do not feel that way, do not have that sense of joy, and do not have the ability to constantly overflow in that manner. So one trick that I've learned that I want to share is how to glow from the outside in. And the easiest way that I have found to do this is to put a smile on your face. When you feel like it the least, when you are miserable and sad and you are tired and depressed, and it's the last thing you want to do, put a smile on your face and really allow yourself to smile. Try not to, I mean, fake it till you make it, right? But really just allow the smile to spread from the corners of your mouth up and around, and feel, maybe someone's listening to this right now and you need this. So let's go ahead and we'll do a little, I'm going to do a little like impromptu guided meditation, right? So let's say you're just not feeling it and you need a little pick me up. Okay. What I want you to do is to just close your eyes and just sit with yourself for a moment and breathe. In fact, let's go ahead and do that 5.5 seconds in and 5.5 seconds out. So I'm going to try and just count. So, or I'm going to hold my fingers up and count. So try to do that 3 deep inhale and exhale. And as you come to your last exhale, just lift the corners of your mouth. Continue to breathe as deep as you can. And as you're breathing with the smile on your face, I want you to envision a light glowing from the corners of your mouth, filling up your face, and then pouring over your head like a fountain, right? Just envision this glowing golden light going up and over and spilling down your back. I actually just got the chills. And just going down, you feel it down your spine, feel it going down your legs and down to your feet, and then feel it coming back up and over you again. And just continue to smile and continue to breathe for as long as you need. Just sit with that. And I believe as you do that over time, as you make that a practice in your life and you consciously work on the happiness outside, I firmly believe that it will penetrate, right? That golden light will find its way to your heart and find its way to your soul and allow you to begin the glow from the inside out as well. And that, my friends, as my tent blows away, that's what we're going to end on, for real. I think that it's a great way to just kind of end it. I'll read a couple more comments real quick and then we'll get out of here. But Samantha Kelly, have I always felt that way? Mostly. Yeah, I really have. I just have been a very cheerful person. There were definitely times, I would say, here and there, mostly because of external circumstances. So for example, when I was in junior high, my parents were fighting a lot, and I ended up doing not for long and not very much, but I was a cutter, if you're familiar with that at all. I scarred my arms up a little bit. I actually have this really old scar. I don't think you'll kind of tell. I burned myself with an incense. So I did some self-harm. There was like maybe a year or so of just, but that's like adolescence, right? That was just me trying to figure things out on my own and find out, who I was and, what I was figuring. I didn't have the tools, right? Like my parents are not this kind of person. So I didn't know how to deal with it, right? So when I look back on that time, I think to myself, well, I was doing kind of the same thing. I was showing the pain externally that I was feeling internally. And I went to self-harm because I was like, oh, well, this hurts here, so I'm just going to hurt myself here. So that would be something that, or a time in my life where I didn't, wasn't feeling that way. But I would say, outside of that, and going through the abusive relationship I talk about, that was a wretched time. I mean, I just remember not wanting to exist. I would never off myself. Like I feel like I'm very solid in who I am and that I belong in this world and that I need to be here. And for those of you who may struggle with that, reach out. You're not alone. There are many people who struggle with that kind of stuff. So just know that you are loved and you are the only you that there is in this world that needs you. So yeah, long answer to that question. But yeah, glowing in a bear market, Hopper man, that's what I'm about. Glowing through all of this. It's super important. Jackie says, totally agree with you about smiling. My patients always told me that I always look so happy as I smile all the time too. It works. It does. And it feels great. Celtex, Game On, thanks for being here. Glad you're feeling it. Sandra says, there are people who are happy whether good things or bad things happen to them. And there are people who are unhappy whether good things or bad things happen to them. And I've talked about this here and there, but the people who are unhappy, regardless of what the circumstances in your life, those are some of the hardest personalities for me to be around. It's people that just are unhappy no matter what's going on, or are self-deprecating. Like that energy just does not jive with where I'm at and who I am. And it's sad, but that's why I do this, because maybe someone will watch something like this and something will click, right? And they'll be able to change their worldview. We talk about that a lot in crypto, and I think that's really cool that there are a lot of hexicans and pulsicans and people in this community who speak very often about the fact that they've had to reassess things and change their worldview because of what's happened in the markets, or what's happened to their finances, or what's happened to them personally. So I think that that's really a great way to be, right? You want to, and this is something Brent said as well, you want your mind open like a parachute, but not so open that it's just gonna, you're gonna fall from the sky. So yes, let's see, breathe, smile, light will do. Thanks. Awesome. Lucky Taylor, good to see you. I don't think I've seen your name before. All right, y'all. So yes, take that practice with you. I will probably clip that little bit that I just did about breathing and feeling that smile and feeling that light fill your soul. I am so grateful again to everyone that is here watching, everyone that watches on the replay. Please share this out if you feel like it can bring light and joy to somebody else. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll finish this with this last comment from John Jay. It says, for the rest of us, be aware that even being mindful of others and simply asking, how are you today, can change a person's day and show them that people care 100%. And again, to kind of touch on the glowing, right? That comes from a place of glowing from the inside, and allowing yourself to share that positive light with others, right? Because there's you walk by someone, oh hey, how you doing, and you just keep walking, right? You don't really care. But when we ask in a sincere manner, and we really do want to know, hey, how are you? No, like really, how are you today? That can really change someone's day. Maybe that's all they needed, was for someone to ask. So you never know whose life you're going to change, or whose day you're going to make by doing something like that and being sincere about it. So once again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will not be doing a SciVive stream on Sunday, but I will be on Corey Costa's channel. I think that's right. Yeah. Corey Costa's Crypto Coins. So I believe that's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So tune into that. It'll be neat. I love appearing on other people's streams because I'm always curious what they're going to ask me about, because I don't talk about coins that often, right? Like I don't talk about projects or anything like that. So it'll be fun. So tune in and take care.